therapist, a life coach, an author, a speaker. I'm a first lady, but most importantly, I am me. Most importantly, I am me, Robin from Dallas, Texas. I am a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm a line sister. Hey, girl. I am a sister and a cousin. I am me. And I only get one chance to be me. Oh, can you write that down? You only get one chance to be you. I only get one chance to be me. And so I have made a decision that I'm going to fully be me. So what is the first step? What is the first step? One of the things that I am wanting to walk you through is, what does it mean to live your life with intention? What does it mean to live your life with intention? How do you move from just existing? How do you move from just doing what everybody else wants you to do? How do you move from confusion to clarity? Here's the first step. Some of y'all probably already guessed it. The 7-step process starts with step number 1. You have to have the courage to pause and pay attention. That's step number 1. Remember, I told you you're going to leave this conversation with all 7 steps. This is when someone signs up to work with me in my coaching program, this is the first thing we do. When I start to feel discontent, when I start to feel frustrated, when I start to get agitated, when my husband coughs and I'm about to catch a case just because he's coughing, that's an indicator to me that something's off, something's not right. When my 7-year-old, who's about to be 8, comes in the room and says, "Mommy, can we play Uno?" And I feel like she don't know I got all this work to do. That's an indicator, Robin. The baby just want to play Uno. What's wrong? Step number 1 is that I pause and pay attention. If you are watching me on Instagram, scroll up. I put the Zoom link in because I'm about to share my screen with the ladies on Zoom, and I want you to have an opportunity to see this. If you can't find it, write this down really quickly. The meeting ID is 849-4826-2620. 849-4826-2620. The code is 435635. I'm about to share my screen with the ladies just so they can get a glimpse of this worksheet that I use to help women pause and pay attention. I don't want you to miss it. So the first step is you pause and pay attention. Here's the thing, ladies. So many of us are moving so fast. We're carrying so much. Life is taking the wind out of us. Have you ever just been minding your business, walking down the street, and life just pulled the rug from underneath you? Oh my God. Life pulls the rug from underneath us. We're carrying so much. We're juggling so much. And if we don't pay attention, we're going to look up and wonder, how did I get here? Why haven't I ever done this? Where did the time go? I always thought I would be able to. I never thought that I would. We will look up and wonder, how in the world did I get here? How is this my story? What happened to my dreams? What happened to the things that I always said I wanted to do? Y'all, we move so fast, we don't even get a chance to consider, hear me, we move so fast, we don't even get a chance to consider if what we are doing is even working for us. And when I say what you are doing, how you are parenting, how you are wifing, how you are in your career, how you are with your health, how you are with your family. We're doing so much and we're pulled in so many directions. If we don't pause and pay attention, we won't even be able to figure out, is this even working for me? I told you guys, me and my husband have been together since we were 17 and 18. I'm a cougar, don't worry about it. So we've been together since we were 17 and 18. And so y'all, that's a long time. Let me just give you a little marriage tidbit for those of you who are married. I do a lot of work with couples, and so I'm gonna help you out real quick. Every couple has a hurdle that they have to jump. Just go ahead, and this is just extra for you being here. Every couple has a hurdle that they have to jump. And many couples have several hurdles. And so one of the hurdles that always shows up for Lee and I is that we've been together for so long. And the reason that's a hurdle is because we can run the risk of saying and doing things like, I already know how he's feeling. I already know what she's thinking. Because we've been together so long, we don't even take time sometimes to realize, wait a minute, we've changed. If you married your man after knowing him for a couple of days, you got another hurdle. Y'all don't really know each other. So y'all got to get to know each other. So every couple has a hurdle. And so one of the things with this idea of pausing and paying attention, Lee and I often, my husband, have to pause and pay attention because y'all, what was working when I was 20 didn't work when I was 30. And what was working when I was 30 ain't working when I'm knocking at 50. What I thought was cute at 40 is not cute at 47 to me. And so if I can say that about my marriage, can't you say that about your life? Aren't there some things that are not working for you anymore? And it's scary to pause and pay attention. Let me tell y'all the cycle that we are often on. We begin to feel an agitation. We begin to feel a discomfort about whatever it is. I'm agitated. I'm frustrated. You feel the agitation. You complain about it. You talk about the fact that you're going to do something different. But then you find something to pacify you, whether it's a vacation, maybe it's a spa, maybe it's shopping. You find something to pacify you. The agitation dies down. You return back to normal, and then it happens all over again. You get agitated again. You complain about it. You say, I'm going to do something different. Then you find something that pacifies you. The agitation calms down. You go back to doing the same thing you've been doing. And it happens over and over and over again. It happens when it comes to your relationships. It happens when it comes to you prioritizing your health. It happens when it comes to the job you're on. It happens over and over again. I'm so frustrated. You know what? I got to do something different. This is not working for me anymore. I'm sick of this. You know what? I'm going to take me a vacation. I'm going to use my vacation days. I'm going to go to the spa. I'm going to do something. It's not as bad as I thought. I ain't got time to be trying to make no change. I'm too old. Why would I be trying to change by now? Let me just go on and keep doing what I'm doing. 3 weeks later, you get agitated again. I'm just so sick. Y'all, it's the cycle over and over again. I often find myself on that cycle when it comes to my health. Or can I just keep it real? I keep wanting to say to my weight. I keep finding myself on that cycle when it comes to my weight. I just got to lose weight. I got to do something different. I'm in the mirror like, this is ridiculous, girl. And I'm agitated. You know what? I'm going to do something about this. Baby, we're doing Weight Watchers. We are doing Weight Watchers. And we're going to download this Weight Watcher app, and then we go on vacation. And I get some good food, and I'm relaxing, and I'm good. And I'm like, child, it's going to be okay. And then 3 weeks later, I'm back in the mirror like, this is ridiculous. And so we find ourselves on this pattern. I'm spending a lot of time on this first one because I want you to understand this is the key. And so we find ourselves on this pattern, and if we don't get off of it, you will look up 10 years have passed and you've been doing the same thing. And then the other issue is that we're often afraid to tell ourselves the truth about our lives. Now, I don't want y'all to shut down on me here. We all have defense mechanisms. And I like to say, denial island is on the front end. And that is easier than face the truth city. Denial island is so much easier to face than face the truth city. But y'all, eventually denial will betray you. Can you write that down for me? Eventually, denying what you know is not working will betray you. So in the 7 steps to life journey, in the 7 steps, we start by taking a real honest look at our lives. And so I want to try to show you guys my screen, and I'm going to try to show you the actual worksheet. Let me see if I can get it up. Oh, I think I see it. It's right here. Hold on. I want to show you the actual worksheet that I use with my clients so that they can take this. So the first thing we do is that we look at all the categories of their life. If you're watching me on Zoom, on Instagram, the Zoom link is right in the comment section. So this is the worksheet that we use. And I first have clients, I want you to write this down. If you don't continue on the journey with me, no worries. I don't want this to shut down. Oh no, can y'all see it? Something funky is happening. Tamika, I can see your face. Do you still see my screen? Oh no, this whole thing just shut down. Okay. We're back. It almost shut down on us. So I'm gonna try it one more time, but if it keeps messing up, I'm not gonna keep doing it. Let me show it one more time. Anissa, can you see the screen? Okay. So the first step we go through is I ask my clients to categorize their life. You can take a screenshot of this if you want to. You can take a picture of it. This is what I want you to do when you're not with me. You categorize your life. What are the different categories of your life? Your spiritual life, your romantic relationship, your parenting, your finances, your career or your business, your physical health, your mental health, your social. If there's any other category that I missed, let me give it to you again, Christina. The meeting number is 849-4826-2620. 849-4826-2620. The PIN is 435635. Okay, so you categorize your life. Now, once you categorize your life, you need to rank it from 1 to 10. 1 is this is a hot mess. It's just a hot mess. 10 is, you know what? I'm killing it over here. I am killing the game. You rank it from 1 to 10. Now listen to me. This is the next step. Anything that is 6 or below, anything that's 6 or below, that's where you're going to pay attention. Now, some of my overachievers, I know I got some overachievers on this Zoom. I got some overachievers. Some of y'all are like, Robin, I'm not okay with a 7. A 7 is a 70, baby. We're going to be okay with 7 out of 10. If you're ranking it and you're saying this area, my romantic relationship, it's at least a 7 out of 10. We're going to give room for life because life be lifing. Can we just get an amen? Life be lifing. Life be lifing. So if you are ranking your life, for those of you who are watching me on Instagram, I'm walking all the women on Zoom through the 7-step process that I use to help myself and help other women move from living on the sidelines of their life to living on the center stage of their life. And I'm walking you through the actual steps that I use with my clients and that I use for myself. Step number 1 is to take an assessment, to do an assessment of your life, to pause and pay attention. And you pause and pay attention by categorizing every area of your life. Don't leave anything off the table. And then you rank those areas from 1 to 10. Anything that is a 6 or below, what I want you to do is identify a possible shift. What is one thing that you can do different about that area? Y'all already, I'm going to just stop right here. If y'all got it, I'm about to come off the screen. I'm about to take it off the screen. So if you wanted to get a picture of that, this is your opportunity. If you wanted to get a picture of it, this is your opportunity. If you join me on the Zoom on Instagram and you missed it, just let me know and I'll pop it back up there. Ladies, remember I told you that I had a promise for you. That if you stick with me, I was going to share with you at least one strategy that could shift your life. You already got one just with that one exercise. Now, I want you to hear me. I told you that today my clients, everybody, it seemed like it was in such alignment for our time this evening because we kept coming to this. This ain't easy. This takes intention. Most people don't want to do this. They just want to continue to go through life passively. This takes, who wants to sit down and be like, let me look at all the categories of my life. Let me rank them from 1 to 10. Who wants to do that? You don't have to do it. But when you don't do it, you're just living life without literally living the life that God has called you to. The Bible says, write a vision and make it plain. The Bible also says, without a vision, you'll perish. And many times the death may not be physical. So you got to pause and pay attention. So step number 1 is to pause and pay attention. Take an assessment of your life and be brutally honest about what you see. Okay, I'm about to give you the next 2 steps, and then I'm going to pause and let y'all ask any questions you have about steps 1 through 2. It's 7 steps, The first 5 steps are the most intense. 6 and 7, we're going to breeze right through those, okay? So the second step is a values assessment. A values assessment. Now I want you to write this down. When you don't honor your deepest values, you will always live with an undercurrent of dissatisfaction. Write that down for me. When you don't honor your deepest values, you will always live with an undercurrent of dissatisfaction. Y'all, we could end the Zoom right here. We could stop right here. We don't have to go any further. I'm telling you, I have 3 daughters. I have a 7-year-old who's about to be 8 in 2 weeks. I have a 12-year-old who's about to be 13 in about a week and a half. And child, I got a 15-year-old. Who, Jesus. That 13-year-old and that 15-year-old, they giving me the business. But that almost 8-year-old, y'all, she's still sweet. And she still gives me sugar. And that's still my baby. So when I say this, you'll understand. Y'all can have that 13-year-old, 15-year-old. Y'all need to adopt somebody, come get them. Can't nobody have my 8-year-old. And I would put my 8-year-old on this. This is how much I believe this. I can listen to somebody tell me about their life, and I can tell whether or not they are honoring their deepest values. When you don't honor your deepest values, you will live with an undercurrent of dissatisfaction. So if you're sitting here right now, whether I can see your face or not, if you're on the Instagram and you don't even know your deepest values, then we already know what's happening. If you haven't taken the time to identify what you value, write this down. I want you to literally write it down like this. If I haven't identified my values, then my life is honoring someone else's. If I haven't identified my values, then my life is honoring someone else's. This wasn't in my notes, but let me tell you this very quickly. Most of us understand the concept of culture. Everything has a culture. Churches have culture. Restaurants have culture. Family has culture, right? And when I explain this, people really understand it when I use McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. If I go to McDonald's and I ask them for some ice cream, it's very normal to me for them to say the ice cream machine is not working. That's just the culture of McDonald's. Like, they just have created, I know, we pull up to McDonald's and my daughter's like, the ice cream is not going to be working. We just already expect that. I expect for them to hand me my coffee or whatever I got and just here and go on. I expect that. Baby, let me roll up to Chick-fil-A. And let them not say to me, my pleasure. Baby, I got an attitude, because the culture of Chick-fil-A is that they're going to say, yes, ma'am, my pleasure. How can I serve? It's just a totally different culture. And so what we understand is this. Culture is current, or culture is present whether you shape the culture or not. Culture is present whether you shape it or not. And when you don't shape it, more than likely it's unhealthy. It's the same with your life. If you haven't taken the time to get clear about what matters to you, your values, then more than likely you're living out someone else's. Again, when you don't honor your deepest values, you will have an undercurrent of life dissatisfaction. So let me tell you this very quickly. There are 2 different types of values. I'm about to share my screen again. Oh, y'all, I didn't even intend to share with y'all all these worksheets. I'm about to share my screen again. So get ready to take a quick picture. So that's that one. Let's see. Let's see if I think it's this one right here. There we go. Here we go. There are 2 different types of values. The first type of value are character values. Character values. So try to get a quick picture of that. Can y'all see it? Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Okay, good. The first type of values is character values. The second type of values are core values. The screen is messing up. So the first type of values is character values. I'm going to stop the screen so the computer can have a chance to catch up. Character values and core values. So let me explain to you the difference. Your character values are simply who you are. Who you are. So regardless of what you're doing, regardless of where you are, your character values, what you value most is just who you are. So what you want to do is look up a list of values. This is an easy exercise when you finish our Zoom. Look up a list of values and go through that list of values and identify the 5 that resonate with you the most. It doesn't mean that the other ones aren't important to you. What it means, though, is what is most important to you. So one of my top values is loyalty. One of my top values is freedom. One of my top values is accountability. And so you want to identify 4 to 5 character values. So whether you're at church, whether you're at work, whether you're with your homegirl, wherever you are. So for me, accountability is a top value. So I can't be friends with someone where we can't hold each other accountable. I don't do good in relationships where I gotta pretend that what you're doing is okay. Now, I'm not going to judge you, but if I can't say, now, girl, if you don't take that down from social media, this is a hot mess. If I can't do that, and quite frankly, if you can't text me and say, Robin, I love you, boo, but you that message you posted, that was a bit much. Now, it don't mean I got to agree, but we got to be accountable. So that's a top value for me. So that's character values. Core values are aligned with your purpose. Core values are aligned with your purpose. And so I'll give you what my purpose values are. 1, purpose and destiny. This is not in any order, so let me try to put it in order. My relationship with Jesus, spirituality. 2nd would be destiny and purpose. Now I'm using myself just as an example so that you guys can understand for yourself. So my relationship with God, purpose and destiny, my family, and then friendship. So whatever I do, so even this, y'all, if you notice, if you've worked with me at any capacity, even on this Zoom, do y'all see how I'm leaning in? Like I'm in my heaven. I'm with a bunch of girlfriends. It's like, so what y'all want to talk about? Like this is my purpose. So your character values are who you are. So regardless of whether or not I'm over here in church, whether I'm over here with my clients in work, whether I'm over here with my children and my husband, or whether I'm over here with my friends, loyalty is going to be primary. I'm going to talk to you a minute about how loyalty gets me in trouble, but loyalty always shows up. Accountability always shows up. Freedom, listen, I need to be free. When you start making me feel like you're putting some demands on my time, you're going to tell something begins to change in our dynamic. So regardless, though, are y'all following me on that? So character and core. No, your character is just who you are. You got to get clear on your character values. Then you got to get clear on your core values. So let me tell you this. If you are not clear on those 2 categories, I promise you can trace your dissatisfaction back to a value that you have not honored. Wherever you're feeling dissatisfied, I promise you can trace it back to a value that you're not honoring. Okay, we don't have a lot of time. Let me keep going. So here's the 3rd step. So step number 1, y'all remember what step number 1 is? What's step number 1? Just mouth it. Pause and pay attention. Step number 2, values assessment, doing a values assessment. Let me say this last thing to make sure y'all understand this. Your values serve as blinders for you. When you get clear on your values, one of the things I talked about as I was promoting this class is I wanted to tell you how you can decide or figure out if I'm carrying too much on my plate. Your values serve as your blinder. So there is a lot of things that I could do that I want to do, but if they're not aligned with those 4 things that I share with you, my relationship with God, my purpose and destiny, family, and then friendship. Those, because again, everybody's core value isn't friendship. My sister, she's my person. She's my big sister. She's 8 years older than me. My sister loves her friends, but if she's identifying values, she's not going to put friendship in that top 4. One of my very good girlfriends, this is one of my good girlfriends, and I was hosting a luncheon one year, and I was getting some perspectives from people about what I needed to do for the luncheon, and she said, Robin, if you're going to be doing all that mushy stuff, and we're going to hold hands, and we're going to talk about how, she said, I don't want to, because friendship is not her top, she said, I don't want to do none of that mushy stuff. I said, well, then you don't want to come to nothing that has to do with me, because I'm going to do mushy, right? And so it's not in her top value. And so your values serve as blinders to you. A lot of things you can do. I've been trying to help Riley understand. The Bible says you can do all things through Christ Jesus, but that don't mean you can do all the things. That's a word right there. Now, baby, that's a word right. Can we just pause? My husband's in the other room. I just preached the word. The Bible says you can do all things through Christ Jesus, but that doesn't mean you can do all the things. And so your values help you understand what are your all things that God has for you. Your values serve as your blinders. Okay, here's step 3. Step 3 is discovering. Step 3 is discovering your PDP. Your PDP. I'm going to tell you what PDP stands for in just a minute. I want to really show y'all this screen. I'm going to go through these real quick. If you're watching this on Instagram and you want to join the Zoom, it's not too late. The number is 849, or the link, the meeting ID is 849-4826-2620. The code is 435635, and you'll be able to see what they're seeing on Instagram. All right, ladies, your PDP stands for your personal dysfunctional pattern. Your personal dysfunctional pattern. Remember, I'm sharing with you the 7-step process. So when I feel like I'm in a rut, when I feel frustrated, when something just doesn't feel right, when I feel out of alignment, when I feel like, how did I get here? I start by writing down all the categories of my life. My spiritual life, my marriage, my children, my health, my social. I write down all the categories. And then I say, okay, how is my relationship with God right now? How am I feeling? I feel really connected. So I'm gonna put that at about an 8. How is my marriage? We've been running so crazy. I just don't feel as connected as I normally do. I'm gonna put that at about a 6. What's going on with the kids? I just feel like I haven't spent the time with them that I need to. Let me put that at a 6 too. So I go down all the areas of my life. That's step number 1. Then step number 2, I look at those areas and I see, where am I not aligning my values? Where have I gotten off track? And I try to figure out, I know what it is. Freedom is very important to me. And I haven't been honoring that. Let me be careful because I'm on Instagram. Let me be careful when I say this. I had a work situation, I'll put it like that. I had a work situation that I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but I started recognizing that there was going to be a heavy, heavy demand on my time. I can say it like that. It was a work situation that I realized it was going to be a heavy demand on my time. And I've worked really hard to have choice when it comes to my time. Because remember, freedom is a high value to me. So I've worked really hard to be able to choose what I do with my time. I didn't always have that luxury, but now I get to determine what time I want to start working. I get to determine how many clients I have. I get to determine when I want to take off. I've worked hard on that. So I got this new opportunity, and there was going to be a major demand on my time. And I knew it from the beginning. I sensed it from the beginning. This ain't okay. Something's not right about this. But I ignored it because that dollar bill was looking good. I ignored it. And it turned out to be a hot mess. I'll just say that. Hey, Instagram, anybody watching, y'all doing okay? It turned out to be a hot mess because I did not honor my deepest value, freedom. So number 1, I do an assessment. Then number 2, I figure out my values. Then number 3, I try to figure out, is my PDP showing up? What is your PDP? your personal dysfunctional pattern. And listen, Jennifer, I know you the bomb. Dejari, I know you are the bomb. Carol, I know you're the bomb. Kathy, you're the bomb. Nina, you're the bomb. All of y'all are the bomb, but I'm going to help you understand. Me, Oprah Winfrey, my best friend, my forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, and Beyonce. All of us have what is called a PDP. And when you don't know your own personal dysfunctional pattern, you will find yourself dealing with the same situation over and over again, just showing up in different clothes, showing up in different attitudes. So let me show y'all this screen. So how do you determine your PDP, your personal dysfunctional pattern? It starts first with you getting clear on your stinking thinking. Now, if you've ever done therapy, you know what stinking thinking is. It's cognitive distortions. Y'all see this? I'm going to go through these very quickly. I don't have time to lean here, but these are cognitive distortions. One is filtering. Polarized thinking. Overgeneralization. Just go ahead and pat yourself on the back when I hit your area. Hold on, the screen froze. Let me try it again. I think I have too many things up. Hold on. I'm just going to read them to you instead of showing them to you. Let me see. So, the first one was, number 3 was overgeneralization. 4, jumping to conclusions. 5, catastrophizing. 6, personalization. 7, control. Let me just stop here because I got a lot of women. Control fallacies. You know, those women who want to control all the dynamics of all the things, of all the people. So there are at least 15 cognitive distortions. So you start by identifying what is the stinking thinking that trips me up. Write that down. When you're trying to figure out what is my personal dysfunctional pattern, what is the pattern of thinking that trips me up over and over again? So for me, black and white thinking is a cognitive distortion for me. Because for me, it's either this or that. I don't do very well with gray. But y'all, life has a lot of gray. Another cognitive distortion for me is catastrophizing. Baby, I will make a mountain out of a molehill. A situation can be a level 10, but baby, by the time you give it to me, I'm going to make it a 20. Whatever this, it's like, oh my God, Lord, I just over catastrophize. And so what ends up happening on my journey of life, why is this important? My personal dysfunctional pattern, why is this important? Because I face situations, and because I have black and white thinking, I don't give room for gray. And so I'm shutting people out. I am getting angry with people. I am beating myself up because I'm only seeing things as this or that. Then I'm catastrophizing. I'm making it bigger than it needs to be. It's bad enough. I don't have to make it this bad. That's how I can begin to discover my personal dysfunctional pattern. All right, so I'm gonna stop there. I know I have shared a lot. We have 3 more to go. We're gonna go very quick, 4 or 5. So we have 4 more to go. I'm gonna go through them very quickly, but I told you this is gonna be interactive. So I want to stop here and let you ask me any questions. You can put it in the chat, or you can unmute any questions. Anything that we have said that you don't understand, or you need some clarity about, or you want to personalize it for you and tell us your business so that I can help you out. Anybody have any questions?
Robin, I just want to say, this personal dysfunctional pattern, game changer.
Girl, I knew you were going to get one, baby. That one right there? Tamika, ain't that a big one?
Yes, it is.
That is a big one. Yes. And I'm telling you, if you just take some time, this is why it's so important to do this with people in your life. Just look up, just Google cognitive distortion. Let me give y'all an exercise. Google cognitive distortions. You saw I have them right there, but you can just find them. Find somebody you trust. Now, this is game changer right here. Find somebody you trust. Give them the list of cognitive distortions and ask them, which one of these do I do? Jennifer has laughed out loud. Ask them, which one of these do I do? Because many times you can't see yourself. And let me tell you this, not only can you not see yourself, We water down our stuff. Our stuff ain't as bad. We water down our stuff. Now, they stuff is crazy. They stuff stink. But we water down our stuff. So ask somebody to help you figure out what your cognitive distortion is. Now, let me tell you this. Thank you, Kathy. I'm so glad this is helping you. But let me tell you this. This is important. I tend to be a little bit sarcastic with my communication, so forgive me with this. But I'm going to remind you, you ain't got to do none of this. You don't have to do any of this. You can keep doing what you've been doing. And you should keep doing what you've been doing if what you've been doing in all the areas is working for you. Let me give it to you again. You don't have to do none of this. You can keep doing what you've been doing. And you should keep doing what you've been doing if what you have been doing in all the areas is working for you. But if you are sensing there's something more, one of my girlfriends called me the other day and she said, Robin, where do I sign up? Where do I sign up? Because I can't keep doing this by myself. I need somebody to help me move from where I am to where I need to be. And we have been walking through this 7-step process. So any other questions? Because I want to give you the last 4, 5, 6, 7. Any more questions? I want to really dive in with you all. I want to give you, if there's a situation, I want to really help you walk away personally. Any other questions? Okay, that means y'all want me to keep going. All right, so we've done steps 1 through 3. My beautiful Instagram family, the code is 849 for the Zoom meeting. It's 849-4826-2620. The code is 435635. All right, so we have talked about step 1. Remember, I'm giving you the 7-step process to live intentionally fully engaged. Put that at the top of your paper. The 7-step process to live life. What does life stand for? Living intentionally fully engaged. I'm giving you the 7-step process. You can do this over and over and over again. Each time I make a shift in my life, I go through this process. Step 1. Pause and pay attention. Let me look at what's happening in my life. Let me do an assessment. Y'all, you have to do this at your job. Your job, y'all sit down and you look at the first 6 weeks of you get a review. You're doing your own review. So number 1, pause and pay attention. Do an assessment. Number 2, get clear about your values. Why do I have to get clear about my values? Because my values are what guide, Guide. My values are what guides my life. And so I need to make sure that I am honoring my character and core values. Character values is just who you are. Core values is your purpose and what pulls you, making sure you're honoring that. Number 3, discovering your personal dysfunctional pattern. We all have one. We all have one. And I'm going to share a little bit more about mine in just a minute. So then step number 4. I have a big highlight here. So let me go back to personal dysfunctional patterns real quick. It's very important that you understand. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all, I spend so much time on this with clients. If you end up signing up for Life Circle with Sister Friends, everybody always tells me module 3 is the hardest. So let me tell you this again. Let me tell you now, your triggers, what triggers you, whatever it is, your trigger ain't about them. Your trigger is about you. Whatever it is that triggers you, that thing that annoys you, that thing that agitates you, that thing that coworker is doing. I'm not saying that they're getting off scot-free, that they don't have a role in it, but whatever you are triggered by, your trigger is about you. That's why it's important to discover your own personal dysfunctional pattern, how you process, because the trigger is about you. How do we know? Anissa and I are line sisters, and so, what happens with the sorority stays with the sorority, but she and I know that we can be in heated discussions with our line sisters. We can be in very heated discussions, and what's interesting to me, that someone, let's just use this as the trigger. Somebody can say this, whatever this is, and I hear this, and I'm completely offended. Anissa hears this, and it don't bother her at all. So the issue isn't this. The issue is how I responded to this, how she responded to this. And so if I try to convince her that she's crazy for this not offending her, then I'm devaluing how she chooses to process. Or if she tells me, Robin, why would you let that bother you? She's devaluing how I choose to process. So the trigger isn't about this. The trigger is about how I respond to this. Now, if we're in relationship and I'm telling you that, boo, whenever you do this, husband, whenever you do this, friend, whenever you do this, this bothers me, and you continue to do it, now we have a bigger issue because now you're disrespecting what I'm telling you is offending me. I just helped save some marriages, but let's go on. So let's go on to step 4. Step 4, so we've done the assessment, we've done the values, we figured out your PDP. Step 4 is uncovering your itness. ITNESS. Yes, I made up a word. Uncovering your itness. Catherine will tell you she is a member of Transforming Faith Church, where Pastor Lee May is the pastor. But she'll tell you that with the women's ministry, I have named our women's ministry Freed Women. Why is that? Because freed women, there we go, freed women, free women. What does that mean? Once you get free in a certain area, you have a responsibility to go help another sister get free. And so when we talk about uncovering your itness, it is me wanting you to understand that there is something custom, something anointed, something specific about you, that God brought you onto this earth at this time. And life often causes us to water down our itness. One of my good friends, Lisa, calls it living a watered down version of you. So many of us are living a watered down version of us. And you have strengths and gifts. Jennifer has heard me say for years, Jennifer, you need to write a book, you need to write a book, you need to write a book, because her wisdom and insight and experiences have helped me so much over the years. And so she wrote a book. So now I can just read the book to get all the wisdom and the insight. Because there are things about you, Tamika, some things about you, Elaine, there's some things about you, Patrice, some things about you specifically that you bring to the table. And when you uncover your itness, when you get clear about the thing that makes you so special, you ain't got time to hate on nobody else. You ain't got time to have a problem with nobody else. You're going to just walk out your itness. So in step 4, you got to get very clear about your unique strengths. What is the couture life that God has called for me? So you have to spend some time in step 4. Okay, wait a minute. I done lost track. I done got confused. Wait a minute. My job has worn me down. The marriage has took me out. My kids, and I have lost a part of me. What is the part of me that's special? Uncovering your itness. So a part of that is this concept that I've coined called the strength sabotage. Write that down. The strength sabotage. When you figure out your strength, you have to be careful not to overuse your strength. Let me break that down. Go ahead and breathe hard, Tamika. Tamika just took a deep breath. Yes, that strength sabotage, y'all. Strength sabotage. And the strength sabotage is I have a strength in this area, and I've identified the strength, but I haven't allowed God and the Holy Spirit to help me know when to use that strength. So there is a story that is told about this butterfly and this man, cocoon, the butterfly in the cocoon, and a man saw the cocoon breaking, and he sat down and he began to try to help the caterpillar get out of the shell so it could become a butterfly. And the story goes that the man didn't understand that the caterpillar had to use its strength to break open the shell, because breaking open the shell was what was going to give him, her, or whatever the it is, the strength to fly. And so many times, y'all, we identify our strength and we overuse our strength. So our strength is no longer helping us, it's now hindering us. Some of you have a strength, you have a gift, you're just a helper. You're just a natural helper. You see a problem and you're going to swoop in and try to fix it. That's your strength. And you do it well. You do it really, really good. But when it is overused, you find yourself frustrated and agitated and used up. And you blame everybody else. Don't just look straight ahead. Don't act like it's you. You blame everybody else. Everybody using me. No, boo, you just set no boundaries. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my strength sabotage. Let me share my screen so that you can read it. I can't believe I'm just confessing that, because I have this in the worksheet. But I just confessed that it's me. Oh my God. Okay. I might need to close some things. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this file up. There we go. So I'm going to see if y'all can see this. I'm not going to use mine. I'm going to use another one. I'm telling too much of my business. Okay, let me show this one. The strength sabotage. So this is what we do when we're uncovering our itness. Step number 4 is uncovering your itness. Figuring out what is that thing that makes me special. And if you already know it, am I operating in that thing? It's quit on me again. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can still hear me? Okay. So can you see the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen. Okay, good. So this is the strength sabotage. So I'm going to read this to you. As soon as I did it, it messed up again. Let's see. Okay. The strength sabotage is this. This is the strength. A person who is skilled at adjusting to new environments and can go with the flow. Y'all, that's a strength. Somebody who can adjust to new environments so they can move from place to place, that's a strength. The sabotage is this. That same person being so easily adjustable that who they really are sometimes gets lost in their experiences with others. Y'all see how that becomes a sabotage? Your strength is that you can adjust to new environments, but you can be so busy adjusting that you lose who you are. And so you identify the strength, you identify the sabotage, and then you make the shift. What is the shift? Self-acceptance. You recognize the importance of radical acceptance and that is critical to you being who you are and not becoming a chameleon. Okay, I'll go ahead and share mine. Here is my strength, one of my strengths. A person who values and extends loyalty and therefore builds strong connections with others. I told y'all, I'm loyal. Once you're my person, you're my person. Once I'm working with this company, I'm working with this company. I am loyal. The sabotage, that same person being so committed to their loyalty of others that they sacrifice their own needs and desires. What's the shift? Values-based living. Honoring your deepest values so that you're not reacting to the demands of others over your own desires. Y'all rocking with me? Y'all understand that strength sabotage? Jennifer said, when you start showing up for yourself. Jennifer, so y'all see why I said I don't want to share her? Y'all see why? This is what Jennifer said in her comments. When you start showing up for yourself the way you show up for others, that's the game changer. Okay, so we went through the 4 steps. Step number 1, pause and pay attention. Step number 2, value assessment. Step number 3, personal dysfunctional patterns. Step number 4, you have to get clear about your itness. Here is step number 5. I'm going to run through these next few steps because I know we are well over the time I committed. All right. So step number 5, if this is your first time going through these 7 steps, step number 5 is writing out your life contract. Writing out your life contract. Now, remember I told you that you can use these steps over and over and over again. So in the future, after you've written out your life contract, you revisit your life contract. So step number 5 is writing out your life contract. So what is your life contract? Do y'all remember those categories that I had you outline in step number 1? You broke down all those categories. Well, your life contract is going to those categories, each of those categories, and you write a value statement for each category. You write a value statement for each category. Y'all understand why I said everybody don't do this? I am walking you through how to live a life that honors what really matters. And if you are not doing this, more than likely, if you're doing something else that's working for you, great. But if you're not doing something along these lines, I promise you're not honoring what really matters most. So I'm going to give you an example of my life contract, and I kind of incorporated some of my clients in this. See if you can see this clearly, because I want to get through these next one very quickly. So remember, parenting was a category for me. Parenting was a category. So then I wrote out a values statement. What does parenting look like for me? I want to be available to my daughters in every area of their lives to help mold their walk with God, their friendships, academics, health, and self-worth. I want to have the time and resources to expose them to new opportunities and resources and help them identify their unique strengths and spiritual gifts. This year, I will commit to improving my parenting and my relationship with my daughters by reading at least one. I'm talking about how I'm going to, this is my contract with me. Baby, you got a contract with whoever you live in. If you rent in your house, you got a contract. If you got a mortgage, you got a contract. You have a contract with your job. You have a contract with your phone company. You have a contract with cable company. Don't you think you need to have a contract with you? Your contract is your commitment to you. Somebody needs to go ahead and put in the chat that that's your game changer. You got to have a contract with you. This is my contract with me. If I'm going to make a contract with everybody else, I'm going to make a contract with myself, and I'm going to honor my contract. So how do I do this? If this is my vision of parenting, I had just wrote out my vision for parenting. If this is my vision for parenting, how am I going to make this happen? I'm going to read at least one parenting book. This is over a year. I'm going to read it because I'm keeping it real. I'm being realistic. I need to read a marriage book. I need to read a parenting book. I need to read a health book. So you see that I'm going to read 5 parenting books. No, I'm going to get one good one in. Consistent Bible study with girls. When? On Sundays after church. Weekly family activity. 2 family trips. The girls being involved in ongoing extracurricular activities. Because remember, I said I wanted to help them identify their unique strengths. Well, I need to get them involved in activities. Oh, baby, this is good, honey. This is good. Y'all not giving me what I need, but I already know it's good. Let me show it to you with spiritual life. My contract with me or with a client with their spiritual life is this: to stay intimately connected to God. Because remember, we categorized our life. My spiritual life is an important category. To stay intimately connected to God and experience his peace, rest, grace, and favor. To be able to hear God's voice clearly and have the courage to obey. To accept every spiritual gift God has given me and to walk in them all boldly. This year, I will commit to a more disciplined spiritual life, which means periodic fasting. At least some form of fasting once a month. Don't even worry about that. No, let's just move on from that. Consistent, set-apart devotional time with God, at least 4 times a week. I'm keeping it real. My life is very demanding. It's very busy. And so I'm praying every day. But if I could just make sure that I steal away at least 4 times a week with set-apart devotional time, reading a minimum of 2 books on the topic of spiritual growth, active engagement in my local church if we weren't pastoring, or involvement in a ministry. So step number 5 is simply you creating a contract with you. And once you've created that contract, in the future, you'll revisit the contract. And you need to do the contract, you need to revisit it honestly at least twice a year. Because it will change. It will change. Okay, so let me keep going so I can get us out of here. Step number 6. So I told you step number 5. Step number 6 is to identify the win. Identify the win. How will you know that you have arrived or that you are closer to the place that you want to be? How will you know? Because many times, y'all, we could be very close to where it is we want it to be, but we're so blinded by ambition or blinded by demand that we don't even realize, wait a minute, I looked up, I'm kind of doing what it is that I said I wanted to do. How will you know that you have made it to that place? Another way to talk about identifying the win, I want you to think about this. If we are all, most of us are in Atlanta. So let's imagine I said, hey, y'all, let's meet up. Y'all, let's meet up at McDonald's. If I said, let's meet up at McDonald's, and we all got in our car and we went to McDonald's, we would all be at different McDonald's. So we need to identify what is the location we are going to. so that we can end up where it is we want to be. So as you are as you're writing out this vision, number 6 is you have to identify, what will it look like when I get there? Identifying the win is, what will it look like when I get there? And then step number 7, and then we're done. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Life Circle with Sister Friends, but I'm going to let you ask me some questions first. Step number 7, y'all, this is my favorite step. I'm trying to see if that's true. No, my favorite step is step number 2. This is my second favorite step. Step number 7 is just celebrating the win. Step number 7. One of the things that I have found as women is that we don't take enough time to just celebrate the fact that we are thebomb.com. Y'all, the fact that y'all are on this Zoom right now on Thursday night, you got to celebrate that. So step number 7 is that you celebrate the win. You talk about the fact, you share the fact that I had this vision for myself and I accomplished it. One of my health goals this year is to run a 5K. Run a 5K with my husband. Y'all got to understand, me running a 5K is like somebody's running, like, it's just beyond me that I'm even trying to do this. But I'm going to celebrate it. And one of my girls, because I shared it, let me talk about this. Because a part of the journey is sharing it with other people. Because I shared that this was my goal. I know, remember what I told you, all of this is so intentional. Remember I told you that one of my values was what? Accountability. That's a high value for me. So I know myself. If I'm going to tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do everything I got to do it because I told you I was going to do it. So I started talking about it on social media because I don't want to be a hypocrite, or I don't want to say I'm going to do something and then not do it. So I've been talking about it, y'all. I done messed around, and one of my good friends sent me a frame, and the frame is customized, and it says Robin's 5K. That would be okay. But it says Robin's 5K 2022. So what does that mean? I got to do it this year. When I tell you, that's motivating to me because I talked about it. I was accountable to it. I have an opportunity to celebrate it. And just know, all y'all gonna know. Everybody's gonna know when I run this 5K. I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna expect y'all to have t-shirts. Y'all gonna have to, if you don't live in Atlanta, Anissa fly in. Y'all need to be there. You need to be holding up your banner. Go Robin. We're gonna celebrate this. When Lee and I hit 20 years of marriage, my sister said, post one more picture. She said, if I see one more picture, if you post one more picture, because baby, we celebrated 20 years. We celebrated 20 years. So step number 7 is celebrating the win. All right, guys, so I just walked you through. I promised you that I would give you the 7-step strategy that you can use over and over again. Number one, you have to pause and pay attention and take an assessment of your life. Step number 2, doing a values assessment. If you're not honoring your deepest values, boo, there's going to be an undercurrent of life dissatisfaction. And if you ain't honoring your deepest values, I promise you're living out somebody else's. Step number 3, discovering your PDP, your personal dysfunctional pattern. There is a way that you are thinking, a way that you are processing that's tripping you up, that's messing you up, that's holding you back. And it's showing up over and over and over again in your life. Listen, and your friends want to tell you, but they know you're going to pop off. Your friends want to tell you, but they know you're going to pop off. So they just mind their business, they sip their water, and they mind their business. Give your friends permission to tell you the truth. So that's step number 3. Step number 4 is uncovering your itness. You have something that's super special about you, that's unique. As you're uncovering your itness, a part of that is identifying your strength sabotage. Step number 5. What is step number 5? It just slipped me. Step number 5 is the life contract. Writing out your life contract. What do you want your spiritual life to look like? What do you want some of you, Anissa, you might be close to it, I think. But Jennifer, I know you are. Catherine, I know you are. Kathy, I think you are. Some of you have grown kids. And so how you parent grown kids ain't how you parent a 15-year-old. So you have to revisit What do I want? I have a client right now, and I keep trying to explain to her, boo, you treating this 30-year-old like she's 15. Baby, you got to take your hand off. She grown. And this is what I told her. I said, come back and talk to me in 15 more years. Because I'm saying this now, just remind me that I said that 15 years ago. But you can't parent a 30-year-old the same way you're parenting your 15-year-old. So I'm saying that as you're writing out your life contract, what you would have written 10 years ago, for those of you who have grown children, you got to revisit, what do I want my parenting relationship to look like with them? What do I want it to look like? What do I want my friendships to look like? What if you want to date? What kind of guy do I want to date? What do I want my marriage to look like? My husband and I often have to sit down and say, what is it that makes you feel loved and valued? What makes me feel loved and valued? So you write out your contract. That's number 5. Number 6, you identify the win. How will I know that I've made it there? And then number 7, you celebrate. You celebrate. You celebrate. Y'all, that's the 7-step strategy. That's the 7-step strategy to living intentionally, fully engaged. I promised you that I wasn't going to hold back, that I was going to give you everything that I give to my coaching clients, everything that I share in Life Circle with Sister Friends, which I'm about to share with you in a moment. This is everything. This is the whole thing. Now, the truth is so much more. We go so much deeper. But I just wanted you to get a glimpse, not even a glimpse. These are the 7 steps. And I wanted to share it with you. Do y'all have any questions for me before we wrap up? We're going to get out of here in just a minute. Any questions? Anything that you're like, Robin, I heard that, I just don't understand it. Anything else that y'all want to have a question about? Y'all mean to tell me I broke it down good enough? Y'all ain't got no questions? Okay, no questions, no questions. Well, I want to share with you all very quickly. I want to share with you very quickly an opportunity for us to work together in the future. I actually, I might be able to do something right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can break this down real quick. Okay, might not be able to. Okay, so very quickly, I want to share with you all. As I said, I am opening the doors to what is called Life Circle with Sister Friends. And Life Circle with Sister Friends is an opportunity for you to go through the course that I have created with all 7 of these steps. It has all the worksheets. It has it has video from me. It has questions for you to ask your other friends. It's a full course that you can go through independent on your own. But Life Circle with Sister Friends, y'all, I open up the doors twice a year where I walk with a group of women, where I personally walk with a group of women for 6 weeks. We meet every week for 6 weeks in a Zoom format just like this, where I coach you through the principles. You give me real life scenarios and we talk through it. The community gives you feedback. We have a private Facebook group and we lean in for 6 weeks together where we're going through this material so that you will leave those 6 weeks with a contract for your life, what I call the life guide. You will leave with a contract for your life. And we do this over the course of 6 weeks. And so the doors are open now. And so I normally do something to open the doors. And so this year I'm doing this live class. And so the doors are officially open. It starts April, let's see. It starts April 25th. And so what just happened, what y'all saw me looking for was the actual link. I'm gonna have to email the link out to you all to sign up. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Let me go ahead and give it to you straight, no chaser. This course is not cheap, okay? It's not cheap, but it's a little bit less than, depending on how you sign up. There are 2 different ways that you can sign up. You can just sign up solo, just you yourself, and you can just come in and meet some new women and connect with some new women just by yourself. Or you can find a sister friend that you want to join with you. If you join with a friend, you get a significant discount. And so because all of you are on this Zoom tonight, specifically for my Zoom sisters, I am going to be giving you another additional discount of $100 off of the entire course. And so it's approximately $100 a week depending on when you invest, and you get 3 different payment options. You can pay over the course of the 6 weeks. And so I would love for you to consider joining me for Life Circle with Sister Friends. As soon as our Zoom ends, you will get in your inbox all the information that we just talked about right now. Again, I gave you the 7 steps, but if you were saying, Robin, I heard the 7 steps, they are great, but I want to take it piece by piece. I want to lean in on pausing and paying attention for a full week. I want to go through the exercise. I want to do the questions. I want to go through all the videos that you have. And then I want to get on the Zoom with you, Robin, for that week. And I want to ask you some questions. And then we'll go to step number 2. And I want to lean in with step number 2. If you want to do that, if you want to spend some time with me over the course of 6 weeks where we can dive into this information together, then this is time. The doors are opening. And so I will send you the link out as soon as we end. If you are interested in joining me, you will get an extra $100 off for those of you who are on the Zoom. Now, IG, I love y'all. I might give y'all something too. IG, if you are interested in joining me, DM me right now. DM me right now. And I'll give my IG friend. I got to do something special for these Zoom ladies. I'll give you $50 off on Life Circle with Sister Friends if you DM me. Now, that's going to be a limited time for you to get that $100 off. Ladies, y'all will get it in your email. You'll get it in the DM. If you are interested in joining me with Life Circle with Sister Friends and you want an extra $50 discount, DM me right now. Those of you, check your email when we finish. And I would love to partner with y'all for the next 6 weeks. Let me just say this. I have been on many classes like this, and I don't believe you should work with any life coach that has never been coached. Let me just tell you this. I don't think you should ever go see a therapist who ain't never been to see a therapist. You want to make sure you're working with somebody who has gotten somebody to work with them. So I've been on many classes like this, y'all, and this part is always so uncomfortable for me because it feels so darn salesy. But something has shifted for me. And I know that this could change your life. I know it could change your life. And I wanted to significantly discount the course. And I sat with my husband. I wanted to, because I was like, it's not cheap. It's about $100 a week. And my husband just reminded me, we got to invest in ourselves, right? And I've invested in myself to be able to help you invest in you. And so it's no apologies on my end. It is about $600 for you to invest in Life Circle with Sister Friends. But you get full access to the course for a lifetime. You get full access to this course that has 12 videos, about 15 worksheets for a lifetime. Plus, you get to work with me for 6 weeks. So if you're interested, make sure you check your email. Like literally right after this, check your email. It'll be in your email with your discounts. And I hope to connect with you soon. And listen, if you don't want to invest in Life Circle with Sister Friends, no problem. Baby, go back to your notes. Look at this on Facebook, because this is streaming on Facebook. Look at this on Facebook. Go through these 7 steps. You can call your girlfriend. Y'all go through these 7 steps together, because you can change your life. All right? Any other questions? Do y'all have any questions for me? Because my husband keeps texting me saying, are you done yet? Any questions? Any questions?
No, all information will be in our inbox.
In your inbox, girl, in like 15 minutes. Check your inbox in 15 minutes. And listen, if you have a friend that you feel like, I want my sister friend, she can get, for y'all on Zoom, she can get that discount as well. And so if you have a friend that you want to bring on with you, some people in the past have done it with their daughter, or they've done it with their mother. It just depends on and if you do it with somebody, it needs to be somebody that you trust, because we're going to get naked, right? And you don't want to be showing your shoulder and they don't show theirs. Okay? And so you want to make sure it's somebody that you trust. But I would love to walk with you all over the course of 6 weeks where we really dive into this together. All right? Thank y'all for spending an hour and 40 minutes with me. I love y'all. I love you. I love you. DM me if you have any questions, or check your email. I'll talk to you later. Bye, IG. Bye, IG.